Sachi,
So,
ask your question.
yes. So Sachin, as Nitesh said, he was from the testing background, and you helped him to prepare for this. However, as per my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong. A person, if want to apply for a Scrum Master, he need not to have any technical knowledge, right? So
Right.
I am basically from the background where I worked as an HR, and I do have facilitating skills. I have managed, team management skills. I do have around you can say 5.5 years of experience in total. Plus some of the activities I'm handling, not as a Scrum Master, though my owner is ready to do so. Uh, how can I get the job being the Scrum Master? If you can help me in that.
So Sachi, we are here for this thing only,
Okay,
as
okay.
Nitesh discussed. Okay, so Sachi, like I am also from the testing background. I'm not like that. I have started my journey as a Scrum Master. I have total more than 16 years of experience. Out of 16 years, you say more than 11 and a half year, I was as a Scrum Master. I was with Nitesh and Genpact at Strong. I was there as a QA manager, and then I moved to Scrum Master Agile Coach. So you are in any you are right. There is no technical background you need when you want to work as a Scrum Master or when you want to move to Agile. As Nitesh told, sometimes you have so many certifications also, but you are not selected. So yeah, certification is going to help you to get a call, which is very important, right? It's very important that you will get a call from uh, from companies, and certification will help you. Like I've safe certified Scrum Master, I'm safe Agilist, and now I've completed my safe principal consultant manager. So SPC, the meaning of SPC, that I able to give training, 13 different type of trainings. So yes, certification is important, but when you will go for the interviews, now knowledge will matter, right? Certification will help you just to get a call, but when you will be there, you know, in front of the interviewer.
Agree, Sachin. However, I was able to crack few interviews. Okay, but at the final moment when they were about to release the offer, or I don't know what happened, they suddenly, it's kind of what should I say? It's like kind of a vacant situation or what? Like you do have prior experience in HR, so I said I had gone through the management round. I had gone through 3-4 rounds prior. So you should have seen this in my resume first. So why at the last level you are just giving that kind of feedbacks to me? I do have knowledge in SDLC. I had, as you said, there are so many YouTube videos and all. Uh, I'm trying my
Question
best.
is valid, Sachi. We need to see your CV. I don't know how many years of experience you have shown there.
I'll share you my resume.
Now we'll discuss for sure. But the issue is sometimes this happened with the people that uh, your CV will like we have shown we have checked so many CVs, me and Nitesh, actually we both. This is our I'd say sixth or seventh webinar. We already took 6-7 batches where we provide trainings that how to crack that. So what and so many people ask me that they didn't get any call. So the issue is your CV is going to represent you when when you want uh, to 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 be
Agree.
for interviews, right? Everything. So you CV is represent you, and sometimes this happen. In fact, not sometimes. 80% or 90% people is from the testing background, or like might be you are the first person who made, who was from the HR background, but most of the people is from from the testing background, and their CV is like that they're applied for a testing job actually. So again, this is a problem when you send your CV to the different companies, that what type of your what type of CV you are sending to the company. So we in fact, sometimes I shared my CV to so many people that okay, make your CV like that, like as per my CV, because your CV is showing that you are more interested in testing. So this happened so many times. So I think I need to check, or we need to check with your CV that what is role. Otherwise, market is too hot. Let me tell you, every day will get 1 or 2 calls. Right, as Nitesh
Yes,
told
yes,
you,
Sachin, I do agree.
it's
However,
too hot. In fact, we just say I'm making this much of money in this company. They're ready to pay me more than that. And in fact, market is. Let me tell you, market is very good right now for Scrum Masters, for
Yeah,
sure. And if
yes,
something happened with you, we will take it offline. That actually, what is the actual reason why you are not getting it? At
okay.
last moment, what happened actually? But for sure, you will get a job. Let me tell you. Right. So guys,
Sachin,
yeah,
Sachin, like market is up, but what I am noticing is like every company is asking to join in within 15 days or 30 days.
this
This is
is
the
this
only problem I'm seeing because
right.
a few days back I got selected for Sapient. I mean, it was not direct on Sapient. It was with some other company. So I got the offer also, but unfortunately I could not join because
So
they
if
were
you are,
asking for 90
if
days.
yeah,
Oh,
if
sorry,
you are
30
this
days.
much, yes, if you are this much of confident, you can resign. You know,
No, still
90 days.
because that was my second interview only. So that's why I'm not taking any risk because right now I'm with HCL Technologies and I
Okay.
don't want to lose my job like this. So if I will get
So
confident, I will definitely resign.
so I will going to give you this confidence. Okay. If
Yes.
after this webinar, if you interested to join us, so,
Yes, yes,
you
definitely
know.
I'll join. Yeah.
So okay, guys. Out of you, how many already gave some interviews? Like I know Sachi already gave, and the other lady, I don't know the name.
Seema,
Seema already
I
gave
gave
some
4
interviews.
interviews and I got selected in one.
That's great.
Yeah, I gave 3.
Who?
Satya.
Okay, Satya. So we'll take your questions, guys. That what type of questions mm, interviewer will ask you, and what
So yeah,
uh,
first question they are asking my designation. I am into the QA background, and my designation is lead QA. So they are asking me why, if you're the Scrum master, then why your designation is not changed. So this
okay,
is the
okay,
first thing that
okay. I will take uh, uh, mm, your question. So as I told you, as I told you, I'm also from the testing background, right? I already explained you these things, right?
yeah.
I'm from the testing background. 5 years ago, I completed my CF Scrum Master certification. Then I moved to. In fact, for me also there was nobody else who can help me at that time. As you know, Agile is very new for the industry, right? In 2001, Agile is people start implementing Agile. In 2001, there was some people who made, and then they defined some Agile, principles and values, and it's very young for the industry actually. Agile, right? Agile is actually from the manufacturing industry, right? So it's very young for IT industry. So I completed everything 5 years ago, and there was nobody to help me. So what I did, I saw almost 1800 videos, and I go through with so many books. I have a collection of more than 100 books with me right now. So I went through with these books. I saw so many videos. In fact, some videos I saw so many times because the videos was very good, and I was in so many forums with so many discussions. And then I went for the interviews. At that time, market was not that hot. That every like in nowadays, every time I'm got 1 or 2 calls. But at that time, it's very hard to get a call. So. Uh, this is all, and then the journey started. Then I do SPC and everything. So it's not like that. I'm not saying that for me it was very hard because I'm not very good in reading and everything. And for sure you all will get a call, and for sure you all will join in some company as a Scrum Master. I'm going to help you everyone. So this is my journey, and now we're ready with the questions. Guys, ask your questions, and we'll see. I will tell you that sometimes how people answer the question, and what should be the answer actually. what else you are going to add. Okay, so for example, I will start with one question. Like every guys, let me could you please tell me, everybody know about Scrum, right? The main framework on which we are working in the companies right now, it's Scrum, right? So
Yes.
everybody know about Scrum, right? Out of 13 people, out of 11 actually, Nitesh and me, everybody know about Scrum, right? Out of 11.
Yes, we do.
Okay, that's great. So guys, I have one question. If you are if I'm a interviewer and you guys are in front of me for interview, everybody know sprint planning, right? When we guys in the sprint planning session at that time, or sprint planning ceremony at that time, we do sizing of the user stories, right? So what is the purpose of sizing or estimation, right? Some people know about say estimation, some people say sizing. So when we size our user story, so what is the meaning of sizing and what is the purpose of sizing it? Seema or Sachi, yeah, first you guys will go because you already cleared the interviews. Tell me, what is the purpose of I asked two questions, right? What is the purpose and why we do this sizing part? You guys understand what is the meaning of sizing, right?
Yes, estimation you are talking about, right?
Estimation, right?
Fibonacci series we used to give.
Fibonacci series, right?
Yes. So as per my knowledge, we are giving it because to get to know how much time a particular feature or particular story will be taking to be completed, and we can add that into our sprint backlog, and we'll be able to see, okay, how much occupied our developer or any person who is working on that will be taking time to do so.
To complete the user story, right?
Yes.
Any other answer, guys? Anybody wants to add anything else? Yes, Seema. I expected an answer from you actually. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, through estimation, we
Sachin,
can
this
get
is
to know
Vishwa.
how much effort it will take to complete, and later on we can predict when we can complete when team will complete that sprint backlog work. So we can forecast the team's work later on.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody else? Someone has speak in
Yes,
between.
Sachin, this is Visu.
Yeah, Vishu.
This is based upon the velocity, whatever the requirements that we are getting or user stories that we are getting. Based on that, we are going to see the capacity of the current sprint team, and we are going to estimate based on these two whether this particular user story can be fit into this particular sprint or not. If that is the case, then we are going to accept it. If not, we are going to ask the product owner just to shuffle it with the other priority things based on whatever the reasons or the justifications that we are going to provide.
Okay, Vishu. This is something new which I got.
Okay.
To estimate
Sachin, and after this question, actually, I do have one more question.
We'll take for sure. But,
sure.
But I will see that what type of answers people is going to give to the interviewer. Yeah, Seema, please tell me.
Yeah, actually,
Who
through
was-
estimate, we can get to know how big the story is and how we are going to complete it. We can make a plan according to that.
Okay, and what is the purpose?
Actually,
Yeah, Vishu. Vishu, right? Again.
yeah, hello, this is Firoz. Are you?
Okay,
am I-
Firoz, yes, tell me. Yes.
In a simple word, what I think is like, it is like amount of work we are going to complete or accomplish in the current sprint. To
Mhm.
measure that one, we need, sprint sizing.
No, we're not talking about the sprint sizing. We are talking about the user story sizing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Anybody else want to add anything? There? Because
Hello.
yes,
Hi,
yes,
Sachin.
yes. Shipra, right? Yes, Shipra. Yes.
Yes, Shikha here. So actually, story sizing or story estimation is required in order to get to know that how much time it is going to take to deliver us user story for the current sprint goal. And what I believe is that is required in order to get to know how much dependent that user story could be, how much risk and complex that user story can be in order to process. So for those factors, it is very mandatory to, you know, do the sizing or estimation of for a specific user story for the current sprint.
So Shipra, for example, your first line was that how much time this user story is going to take to complete, right?
Right. Right.
So timing is dependent person to person.
Yes. That's
Might be
what
like
saying.
it's a marathon,
Yes.
right? You are
Right.
very fit compared to me. You able to finish 1 kilometer in 3
Yeah.
minutes. I able to finish. I can't able to run in fact. So I able to
So-
finish in 10 minutes. So when we say the statement that we are trying to find out that how much time this user story will take,
So
how will you
for
decide
that,
this?
yeah. So for that matter, we are using the relative sizing, which is not
Uh, uh, Shilpa, you are on mute. Yeah, Shipra, yes. Shipra, you told that how much time this will take to complete.
yes.
Now you're talking about the relative sizing. These both are very different.
Actually, relative is
the
different and
thing yeah.
absolute is different. Time is
No,
related
no,
to
no, no, no.
absolute.
We are in other direction, don't guys. Guys,
So-
when
so-
we say
so-
that we'll try to
Mhm.
find out that how much time this user story will take, then this user story is very person dependent story, right?
Bilkul, right.
Which is not-
absolutely right.
And when we say the user story is person dependent, we are not doing agile. Okay, guys. When we say sizing, just understand that you all gave answers, which answers is available there on YouTube and in so many places. The answer is not any one of you not giving correct answer actually. What is the purpose of sizing of the user story? Or when we say we try to find out the time, so it's very person dependent, guys. It's not possible. For example, they gave this user story to me to complete and I'm not available. I say, okay, I'm able to complete this user story in 2 days, okay? And Shipra says, okay, I'm able to finish in 3 days, for example. And we gave this user story to Shipra. Okay, Shipra, take this user story, try to complete it. And Shipra is not available because of some reason. Then what happened? I already, because I try to finish in 2 days, or might be the user story is with me. I can't, because of any reason, I can't able to take the user story. Then what happened? We'll give this user story to Shipra. My sprint goal is going to affect in this case. Because Shipra able to finish this task in 3 days. Okay. We plan in that way, right? So when we say we try to find out the time that in how much time the user story is going to complete, surely we are talking about the dependencies.
Okay, so
And
I would
if-
like to rephrase here.
Okay.
So we would be estimating in story points and not in the man hours. Why? Because like you said, one person can take it, suppose 2 days, and the other person might have taken 4 days for the same user story, according to the expertise they are having in their skills, right? So that is why we are gonna measure that user story in the story points. So here the time I was saying, because in the in the projects, practically what happens is they measured in the story points only, but also again that should not be, that is for all, that should not be answered in the interview, but practically this happens in the projects in the companies that
We are
user-
not going to tell anything which is practically happening and which is not right actually. Nobody is
Okay.
going to listen there that what practically is going on. Right, guys?
right,
So
right,
first thing,
right.
please keep in mind when you use terms, you use correct terms, okay? Sizing, the meaning of sizing is, guys, 1 kilometer is 1 kilometer for everyone, okay? So size is 1 kilometer, guys. You understand what I'm saying? Size is 1 kilometer. So 1 kilometer is 1 kilometer for everyone. When we say the size of the user story is 3 or 5, so it's size like what, just as I told you, 1 kilometer. So meaning 1 kilometer is one, might be time will be changed at that time when we break our user story in different a task at that time, we say that how much time we will going to take to complete the different tasks. No, not a single person is going to work on this particular task. If there is 4 or 5 tasks, then we'll break it. But more purposes, when we say that why we do the sizing, just try to understand. And another thing which people say is that, we'll try to, if there is any dependency, if there is any risk, guys, if there is any dependency and risk with the user story, we are not going to take the user story in this case. If there is any dependency, then this is a big issue for us. For example, the dependency is not going to solve in the running sprint. Then what happened? We can't able to take this type of user story. If we can't able to, because of the dependency or because of any risk, because risk is there, that's why dependency is there, right? So if we can't able to, if dependency and risk will not resolve, then what happened? The user story will spill over. And it's going to again impact our velocity. It's going to again impact our sprint goal. So these type of user story we are not going to take. Yes, if someone asks you, okay, how you are going to, just how you are going to do the sizing, then somebody use the relative sizing term, which is very correct. Now, guys, try to understand what is the meaning of relative, estimation or relative sizing. Here, this term, the meaning of that, for example, we can't able to do the absolute sizing actually. Absolute, nobody able to tell. Okay, it's always comparison which we able to do. For example, I able to finish 100 kilometer in 2 hours. So it's easy for me if the situation is very much similar. So I able to take next 2 hour, next 200 kilometer, I able to finish in next 4 hours. Right. So how I able to tell, how I able to say these things, because I already completed, 100 kilometer in 2 hours. I know the situation is same. The road situation is same. Everything, traffic and everything is very similar. In this case, if I want to complete next 200 kilometer, then it will take, it will take 4 hours. So how I able to say with the help of comparison? This is called your relative size. One user story is there, you say the size is 1, then next you will take and then you will compare to the previous one. How much work we have compared to the previous one, accordingly we'll decide. Now this type of answer anybody can give, guys. Okay, who is know a little about the sprint planning, who went through with the document the proper way, anybody can tell. What extra you are going to tell to them? Then you start thinking that this guy is in a good way. What extra one line you are going to tell? The one line is the purpose. Now I ask, that's why I asked, that what is the purpose behind that for the sprint planning? The purpose, in sprint planning about this, story sizing is, someone says the size is 3 and another person says the size is 5. Now it's very important there, because as a Scrum Master, you are going to ask everyone that why you says the size is 3. Then he start telling you that I'm thinking in this way, might be these 4 scenarios will be there for this particular user stories. We need to develop these 4 scenarios also only. And with this way, there's some technical discussion is going. But again, you will going to ask the person who said that size is 5. Then he will come with some another aspects. He will come with some another scenarios. He will come with some another way to develop the particular user story, which is very, very important, guys. You have to tell this thing. The important thing is then he will come to know, okay, you practically, you already know, okay. So these discussion is very, very important. This discussion, after that people will decide the size is 3 or 5, right? But how they will decide that, okay, the number is only 3 or 5? When they discussed with each other, the new things will come up, because everyone is thinking in a different way, right? So they come with this answer. This is the line which, interviewer want to listen from you, or might be not, but if you add this line, then this is, going to help you to, let me tell you, this line is going to help you very much. Other than what we discussed, because this is the basic thing which anyhow we need to tell to the interviewer, but you have to add this line. This is a punchline for you. You understood, guys, what I told you? At what type of, how different my answer compared to your answer? Yes, anybody else? Any other question, guys, on this point or on this question? Anyone? I'm audible?
Yes, Sachin.
So, Sachi, you understood a little difference between your answer and my answer?
Yes, I do understood, and I really agree with you. I should add some points from my end so that the
It should-
interview should get to know what
Right,
I'm.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone asked, someone told me that he has, or Vishu of Feroz or someone, that he has another question on the same question once we finish with this. Just ask me.
Sachin, actually,
The
the
voice is
question that I do have is, yeah, sorry. The question that I do have is not with technical aspects, but a couple of others. Let's say someone in the audience room, they told saying that notice period of 3 months is not going to suffice or it's not going to help out. So, of the companies, what is that they are looking for? Why? Because I was just about to start, maybe in a week or so. So even my company opts for 90 days notice. How to tackle whether do we need to put it as 60 or 90 days or how it is? That's my first question. And the second
Nitesh, you
question
want to
is,
take this question because this happened so many times. Nitesh, are you
sorry
there?
if I am repeating it, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No. In previous so many. Yes, it's important here. If you will say 90 days, people are not going to entertain you. It's not possible. The issue is, let me tell you, we offered, I'm also working with one company and we offered 16, in fact, 17, we offered 17 people. Nobody has joined us. And they have, or they all have, 60, in fact, 40, 45 days of notice periods. They need to serve more. And nobody has joined us. So that's why if you say 90 days, people are not interested. This is the issue in nowadays. Not
Right,
more than 60 days.
Yes, Sachin, but I do accept for this. Why? Because even in my organization, we also face the same problem. But again, at the same time, people are expecting, it's again a generic issue. Say something like, okay, when we
Yes,
are not
it's a generic issue.
resources with 90 resources until they serve the notice for 90. And people are
Right.
expecting, even in our company also, we are expecting, okay, early birds to join.
Yes.
So that's not fair enough. But again, we do have the consequences, but how to handle it?
Yeah, let me tell you, like Nitesh did, he asked for 60 days in one organization. And then again, he asked for more, 15 days more. And they were ready at that time. And then he joined the company. So this is the way. Otherwise, I do not have, really, I don't know what should we do in this case. Because every company wants us to join in next 10 days. And they want to release us in 90 days. So I don't know. Really, the other thing is, if you have this much of confidence in you, then you have to resign from your company and move ahead. This is the other thing. But let me tell you, there is thousands of jobs in the market for Scrum Master. Thousands of jobs right now. Thousands of jobs.
Yeah, even
really,
one of my colleagues, I think 2 or 3 weeks back, and he has put it as 90 days as notice, and he has not received even a single call. That's what he told me. So I was just wondering about this question.
No, there is so many offers here. So many jobs in the market, right?
Yeah, maybe I think only for that notice period, 90 days. I think
Yes, because of notice period and because of your CV. As I discussed, in my earlier, CV is a big issue for calls. CV, okay, we'll take it later, but CV is again an issue. With the end notice period. Yes, notice period again a big issue. Okay, guys, any other question which you want to take, which you want me to answer, which you think that you guys, interviewer has asked you and you didn't know that how to answer the question?
Yeah, one
Sachin,
question.
I have-
Sorry, somebody else is asking, so I'll ask my question later.
Just ask.
Yeah, you
No
go
problem.
ahead.
Yes,
I'll ask you.
Yes, Seema.
Sure. So one question was, how you have handled risk in your project.
Okay.
Actually, I have not gone through this question before. As a tester previously in my organization, I worked on risk management, and I prepared one risk metrics, some graphs like Pareto chart and fishbone diagrams. But I did not
Fishbone
remember.
diagram for risk.
No, not for risk. It was for, sorry, it was for
Retro?
some other. Yes, no.
The fishbone diagram is for retro.
No. It was for root cause. Sorry.
Root cause. Okay.
Yeah.
Root
Actually,
cause
can you
analysis.
answer? Yeah. So can you answer me? Give answer of
For
this
example, if someone says that, then first off you try to understand what type of risk you are going to face. Actually, there is two type of risk. One is the iteration risk. Another one is for the release risk. Right, guys. So you know about the release, right? What is the meaning of release here in the agile? Seema, you know about
Yeah.
this? Okay, tell me what is the meaning of release?
Meaning of release means you are going to release any app, any software in the production. Are you asking about that release?
That release, that how we how we are going to plan the release actually. Seema, it's not a small question actually. It's a very big answer. It's going to take me at least 20 minutes to explain you. But
Okay.
let me tell you one thing. When we in agile, every quarter, at least every quarter, we need to deliver in the market, right? Otherwise, we are not doing agile.
Yes.
Okay, people know about these things. Let me tell you guys, it's very important when we start working in agile. Every quarter, we need to deliver something in the market. If we are not going to deliver every quarter in the market, every quarter or before that, like so many companies like Google or Facebook or so many other companies, they deliver patches every minute, every second, or every hour, this type of things. Some companies do it in every 15 days, some doing this after 2 iteration. But at least after every quarter we need to release something in the market, right? And accordingly we will plan. We plan is well ahead. It's not like that we'll plan this then and there. Like when we start with the project, at that time we decide that when we are going to release our product in the market, and we release this in in a small chunk. It's not like that if everything we are going to release will release in a single shot. It's very much waterfall type of release. So every quarter at least we will release. So we do a release planning, and below release planning there is iteration planning. So first risk, where the first risk will come on, then and the next, and other planning is the daily planning, where we do the daily scrum. At that time we'll discuss what we are going to do today, right? And what are different blocker is there. So there is 3 planning is now, right? One is the daily planning, another one is the iteration planning or sprint planning, you can say, and third is the release planning. So your risk will start on the basis of your daily planning, right? What type of risk you will get? Might be your environment will down, might be people are not available because of any reason, might be your user story, people are not able to understand might be your new person is in your team, you need to give KT to the person, right? Might be what else you can suggest me? These are the different risks, right? You already planned everything for the iteration, and now the person who need to work on this user story, or this person is not available immediately because of any reason. It's a risk or not, Seema?
Yes, it's a risk.
It's a risk. So these are the different risks which is on daily basis. Now these daily basis risks, when start growing, this is going to impact your iteration, right? Might be you can't able to achieve your sprint goal, might be you can't able to, right? And then it's going to impact your release plan. So you need to think about your risk when you are in the release plan, that what are different risks you are going to tackle, you are going to handle. And this is very much very similar to what we are going to do in what we did actually in waterfall mode. The same way we are going to handle here. For example, we say that we are going to deliver 10 features. then we'll consider, okay, might be because of this reason, some person is not available, might be this reason. So at least we are going to deliver this 8, which is the highest priority one. So this everything we'll discuss in the release plan. So we'll take care our risk in the release plan. Yes, we'll create our release this risk chart where we'll log that what type of risk we handle, what type of risk we face, what was the solution in the quantitative and qualitative, what different measures we have taken. So it's totally a very big part. But this much, if you will tell to the say to the interviewer, is good enough. I think not more than that we need to answer to them.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we able to take guys one more question. Then I think in 5 o'clock, and then I will say Nitesh to join us again.
Okay. So
One more
Shipra
question.
here.
Yeah, Shipra.
Yeah. So Sachin, actually, I have been giving interviews for around 2 months now for Scrum
Okay.
Master. And one question which I have come across is Scrum Master is responsible for delivery of the project or not? So when actually researched on this from the interview perspective, I found yes as well, no as well. And as per my understanding, what I actually believe that yes, he is responsible because it's a team responsibility to achieve the sprint goal. That is what the delivery is, right, for the current sprint. And if something goes wrong with the sprint, that is also a kind of collaborative responsibility. So obviously Scrum Master is also a part of Scrum team, right? So he is responsible. This is what I believe. Your comments on that?
Answer is correct.
Okay, so what happened is one of the company name was Kyotia. So I was giving the interview for, and the person who interviewed me was around 20 plus years of experience. And then when he asked me, because I was working as a QA lead as well earlier. So when I introduced myself that I was working as a QA lead plus Scrum Master earlier, but now full-fledged I'm working as a Scrum Master. So first of all, maybe he judged me over that I was actually doing a mixed role. So I would not be kind of, unbiased with the team as far as Scrum Master role applies. And then when he asked me this question, I told him yes, and his cam was on. He raised his eyebrow literally that how can you answer yes? And then when he raised his eyebrow, and I was pretty much sure that I'm not going to get selected in this interview, but nevertheless, I told him that I can justify my answer. He said, okay, go ahead. So I told him the same answer which I have just narrated, but still he was not convinced somehow.
Again, but in my view, Shipra, it's again depend on project to project and not company to company. Actually, it's very related to project to project actually. So as we know, sometime people want us to work as a project master, project manager also, or a lead also, like this type of role that we should be in the delivery also. But again, it's a team responsibility. It's a collaborative effort. It's not like that. Some single person will be responsible for the same. No, the whole team will be responsible. You are not a lead. You are not a project manager. It's very different. The role of project manager and the role of the role of Scrum Master is totally different. Okay, it's very, very different. But again, let me tell you, there is one point which you told that you worked as a QA also, and you already mentioned that, right?
Yes.
So again, this is a problem, and let me tell you,
it is actually a problem. And then sorry to interrupt you. So then now I don't tell them that I was working as a mid-role.
Please, guys, this is
them,
this is a big problem.
Me. Yeah.
And your CV told us everything. Let me tell you, we will 90% of people who is from the QA background, they show their CVs is like that they are looking for a testing job. They're not looking for a Scrum Master.
But one thing, if we will not tell them that previously we have worked as a
Scrum Master, it's okay. You told that okay, from last 3 years I'm working as a Scrum Master. But your CV is not telling this thing. The issue is that you showing. Why are you showing like? Let me tell you, there is so many CVs that showing that testing is you are very good in as a tester. They are not looking for a tester now. They're looking for a Scrum Master. So what you try to tell in your CV that you are a very good Scrum Master. You just you able to write a line, okay, there that you were in the testing, or just show, okay, this 4 project I was as a tester. But after this, from last 3 years, I'm working as a Scrum Master. So you want to show everything that you are a Scrum. Do not add a single line about testing. They are not looking for a tester, and it's not going to help you. So CV is a big problem. Sometimes this happens that people later check your CV and say, no, this person is more interested in testing. Right, guys? Yeah, Nitesh, over to you, boss. Now.
Yes, sir. So, okay. So, Akram, Bilal, Firoz, Khushbu, Nidhi, Priyadarshan, Rashi, Sanchi, Seema, Shipra, Visu. Any question to ask? Hello.
Actually, there would be more questions, I think, but here.
Nitesh.
And yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yes, someone else was asking.
No, it's not a question, Nitesh, but I got my point as Sachin suggested, not to display that, prior testing or prior HR thing, which will be helpful for us, because then I think we all will not be judged for, what we have chosen past and now what we are choosing to be as a Scrum Master. Like now we all are working in like as a Scrum Master, and we all are definitely working hard to get a job in this similar field. So yeah, that's a very good point from Sachin.
Correct. Correct. Anyone else have anything to want to share something or any question?
So I have one question. Like, if we don't show, then what to show? Like, what is your past experience? So the last 2 years is of Scrum Master. What about the last 14 years? So what we are going to put over there in the CV then?
I doubt that 14 years before in India anyone was working as a Scrum Master. So that's really a wonderful question for me then. If I'm showing that I'm working as a Scrum Master from last 14 years, so I mean that is not justifiable. Then
Oh,
why
yeah.
why
So
I haven't? Yeah.
So obviously I have to show the QA, activity, whatever I have done as a QA lead. So that will be more like content will be there in the CV for sure.
Yeah,
So how are you going
absolutely.
to hide that one? Yeah.
Absolutely, very true. So there must be your resume must reflect in the same way. That's I completely agree with that point.
Correct. So
Right.
that's what I'm facing issue over there in my CV. That's what Sachin was mentioning about.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. No worries. Anyone? I just come back to you, your question. Anyone
Okay.
else have something to share?
Yeah, I have a question here, Akram.
Yeah, Akram, please go ahead.
And completely having around 10 plus years experience in QA, then moving to Scrum Master, then they may question you is that you don't have any experience in development.
Mm-hmm.
Then you don't have much knowledge on development. Then how can you handle the team? Like how do you justify? Because in daily Scrum calls, daily stand-ups, the developer can bluff. Even we have to believe because we can't judge it because we don't have any experience in development. So it's a big challenge for a tester as a Scrum Master. How do you answer?
Correct. I completely agree that we have a challenge, and that's why at initial point I said that companies are not sure that what they are looking for. They are not looking Scrum Master, rather they are looking as a scientist, right? So in that situation, we have to identify for which organization I need to apply. I mean, I'm surprised that there is a one company in Noida that's a Sopra companies there. They are looking for a Scrum Master from last, if I'm not wrong, 1.5 years. They are looking for a Scrum Master who is working into a Java.
Yes.
Why?
Yes. I came across them. Yeah.
Yeah, but what is the reason behind that? I mean, what exactly they are looking? Why don't they hire any technical architect rather than a Scrum Master? So in that situation, guys, you need to find out which is the right position for you, where you need to apply.
So
Believe
Nitesh,
me.
on that,
Mhm.
sorry to cut you. I'm so sorry. But most of the Indian companies are looking for a role where a person can handle as a they handle the Scrum Master role plus anything technical. Like most of the posts I have gone through, like we need a person with
Sanchi, do you have kids?
no.
Okay, okay, let me ask in a different way. You have done engineering also?
Yes, we take computer
Okay.
science.
So, from which college you have done your engineering?
Gurgaon Institute of Technology and Management.
Okay, so that was the only engineering college in your at your place?
No, there were
And
many.
then why you have selected this college only?
I got a seat.
Okay, so the same thing, guys. Lot of companies in the market, right? Lot of IT companies in the market.
Right.
It is my choice where I'm selecting whether I want to move my career as a Scrum Master, or I want to move my career as a PMO, or I want to move my career as a Scrum Master plus technical people. So it is my choice. Multiple openings are there, right? We have to select, and that will come and offer. Why I'm talking to you like this? Because I have given the choice. Nowadays, you guys won't believe this much of confidence on myself, and thank you to Sachin sir for this. I give option to a recruiter or to HR. No, I don't want to go with you under this package. It is your choice. You want me to hire or not. And this comes only with the confidence when I have learned something, when I have explored myself. I mean, Sopra is still looking for a Scrum Master from last 1.5 years with the Java skill. Why they couldn't find anyone? Reason because no one is present in the market with that skill. If anyone is expert in Java from last 16 years, then why the person will be a Scrum Master? He will go and opt a technical architect role, right? So it is my choice where I want to go. Correct. Sachi?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Nitesh, it's absolutely right. And one more thing, based on, I'm not sure what's the company it is, and as a person who is there in a recruiting panel for me, if that is for more than 3 months, right, I would ask my technical team to this thing revert with the JD, job description.
Yeah.
In say job description is not matching with the current market, then what is the point of keeping that job description for months together?
Correct.
No
Correct.
point, right?
Correct.
See, as you told, the example is
Correct.
better to say in the other. If I am having the capability of doing the development, why would be I will be there in the testing for a couple of years? And market is
Absolutely.
not, our company is not without anything without benefit for them for 15 years, 15 years, right? So there are companies.
Vishu, I guess some network issues there.
List. Yeah, there is a quite a long list in the company. So we just need to look for only one job. So we have to look for the correct JD, and then we need to apply. It's not that, okay, we are applying for 10 or 15 and waiting for it. Just apply for 2 or 3, which is relevant, and then try to crack that. That's what I feel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So guys, since it's already an hour, so let me come to the point, right? And I really appreciate the way of a conversation we have done. So everyone who has participated, thank you so much to them. And everyone who has listened to us, thank you to them also, right? And let me go on to the next part. So here, this demo we have done to connect with the people who are looking their career as a Scrum Master. Now we are going to start our 6th batch for a Scrum Master interview preparation. So let me tell you some crux about that. Let me share my screen and quickly I go. So what we will do in that workshop, that we will do 8 hours of a complete session, right? That will be a discussion how to crack the interviews, prepare yourself for an interview, sharing the question. I mean, Sachin sir will let you know how to handle those questions which has been asked in your interviews. Plus, we will do one mock interview with you, right? It will be exactly the same like it is asked in your Scrum Master interview. It will be taken either by me or by Sachin sir. Most probably by Sachin sir because he is more expert on that. Next, we will share a question bank, which you can see here in front of me. This is prepared by after a lot of research by me, by Sachin sir, and by other Scrum Master people. Around 82 questions are there, and trust me, no questions has been asked apart from this PDF. I can give 100% assurance on this, right? No question in any Scrum Master interview you call it for any organization, they will not ask apart from this 82 questions, right? So set up these question banks we will share. This will be a weekend workshop. Once you will finish the workshop, we will let you know that you should how you can crack the interview. Plus, one more advantage we are giving this time. We have a group of Scrum Master plus Agile coach, right? And there you will, I can show you, there are more than 38 people apart from me and Sachin sir. And we share the job. So everyone, that's a limitation here. You can see that people have to share the job, at least one job they share. So in a week, around 38 jobs has been shared minimum and more than that, right? So people get the information. This is the opening for a Scrum Master or Agile coach. So a lot of people are there and everyone has to share the job. So people get at least 30 to 40 jobs in a week update from here, right? Here you can see, right? So this we are going to start for our sixth batch for a workshop. Now coming back to the workshop fees, previously we have kept it as a 6,000 rupees for this workshop. This time again we are keeping the same fees, right? Whereas we are giving early bird discount, that is 500 rupees early bird discount for those people who are first 3 nominations. First 3 nominations means first 3 people who will transfer the amount, they will get this 500 rupees discount. So this was about the workshop which we are going to start. If anyone interested, please let me know. And if anyone wants a GST bill also, the receipt also, so the bill will be given, but on the charge of 18% GST, right?
Do you link the CV also?
Yeah, sorry. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yes, and that I have forgotten. So here we will share one sample resume with you. Like here you can see how you can prepare your resume, right? And yes, there will be a resume preparation and resume help as well. How you can prepare your resume. So we will do a cross verification and lot of questions like how to handle those 90 days notice period and all these things that we discussed during the workshop. And we have applied in the previous workshop also, and people got a benefit from that. So yes, resume, thank you so much. I don't know who has raised this, but that point I have missed. So resume preparation and resume help is also there.
Okay.
Yep. Any question?
When this workshop?
Sorry, Seema, I'm not able to hear you.
I want to know when this workshop will be getting started.
From coming weekend.
How many sessions do we have for this?
We have 8 hours of a workshop, so it will go 2 hours every day. I mean, 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday. So you can say it will take two weekend. 2 to 3 weekend rather, I should say.
What is the timing?
Timing we will decide on the basis of the participants. Mostly we keep in the evening, right? And I mean, usually we keep at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. But if the people are looking for a morning classes, we will go with the morning class as well.
Okay.
Fine. Any more question to ask?
What is the percentage of the candidates you that's the you are smiling. Okay, I got that.
I know what you are about to ask. See, Sachin, no one can give you assurance, right, that you are going to crack the interview, or there is no any ramar that I or any anything that I can give assurance. No, you are going to clear the interviews. But yes, definitely, such kind of things are definitely going to help you. That I can see again. It's not that I am running the workshop, but yes, people learn only when they come in touch with those people who have really worked on such kind of skills.
Right.
Whatever it is, whether it is a Scrum Master, cloud computing, data science, whatever it is. Training and other things just give you the knowledge. They don't give you the practical approach. So how to handle those things, definitely someone who has worked on that person can help you. right? But yes, this is going to help you. That I can. I mean, and here I guess Nidhi has joined. Nidhi's friend Sonam, I guess Sonal, she has done the
Sonal.
workshop. Yeah,
Yeah,
and she
it's
got
Sonal.
benefited.
Nitesh, I have one question over here. So,
Yeah,
is a certification mandatory before taking the benefits of this workshop? Because without I do have experience in QA role only, so I'm planning to switch my profile. I know like 50% of Scrum. That's it. So first,
Mhm.
what should be the right path?
For that, you can connect me individual.
Sorry
No
to
worries.
interrupt,
We will listen.
Nitesh.
Yeah.
I am adding one more thing here, that all the JDs I have gone through for Scrum Master, so all they want experienced resource in Scrum Master. If you do
Mhm.
not have any experience, you have only certification, so they will not allow you for interview.
Right.
Yeah,
How can we handle this? Yeah.
no, but if you will get prepared for the Scrum Master, you will do self-study and all. If your organization is not giving you that role, then how? Somehow you have to switch into this profile.
And one more thing I want to add, Nidhi, that all the JDs I have gone through, so many JD, the certification is only advantage. They want previous experience in Scrum Master.
So, Bilal, that we will help you during the workshop. How you
This is Vishu again. I just want to interrupt, or I just want to give my thought over here. First thing is, with respect to the certification, it's damn easy. It's a 2-day program, and it's a 8 hours class. 16 hours you need to just contribute. After that, you can give an exam and you can clear it. It's not a big deal. And the second thing is that, okay, someone quoted saying that they are not having a practical experience. Guys, we are already there in the company or in an IT sector for almost 5 or 6 years or more than that. So I think that should be enough for you guys. Just prepare and showcase saying that at least 2 years or 3 years or more than that. I'm not sure what the current market that they are looking for. Just showcase your experience over there. No one will ask you saying that whether you have worked really on the project or not, unless you should be able to clear the interview. This is what my thought is. I think the coach or the people who are organizing this, I think they can put their thought. Sorry.
That's perfectly, you said very true, Vishu. So the thing is, no one is asking you that what I have worked in my current organization. So that's why I said, guys, it is very important how you are showcasing yourself to the interviewer. That's very important. And this is the same we keep in our workshop, right? We let you know that how you can do that. We just give you the confidence in the workshop, how you can do that. And by preparing the interview question, by letting you know the practical scenarios, how you are handling them. I mean, I am working as a test lead in my current organization, but if I'm making my resume as a Scrum Master, who's going to get, who's going to know for this thing, right? It is me who is representing myself in front of the interviewer. That's very important. And how I'm representing, that's again a very good thing, right? So both the things are important. So yes, Vishu, you said absolutely correct, that it doesn't matter that at least 5 or 6 years of experience you are having, that's sufficient to showcase as a Scrum Master in your resume. Right. So, yeah, guys, actually, we have another session which is already 10 minutes late. Right. If anyone is having any separate queries, the same WhatsApp group is there. You can come and you can give me a call, me or Sachin sir, anyone. You can ping your question there. You can ping me individual or call me. Definitely, I will help you on that. Right. And one small request, please spare your just 30 seconds from yourself. And please share your feedback. I will share the link, right? Please share your feedback. That is really very important for us. I mean, to grow, and you know that those things are good for growing purpose. So thank you so much, Akram. Thank you, Bilal. Thank you, Firoz. Thank you, Khushbu. Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you, Rashi. Thank you, Sanchi. Thank you, Seema. Thank you, Vishnu, for joining this session. And thank you so much, Sachin sir, for your time. I'm closing this event here and share the recording on over the YouTube. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sachin. Thank you, Nitesh.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.